Do you want more? More time, more balance, more love, more sex, more money, more real, and less bullshit? This is the Women Wanting More podcast with Dr. Karen Osborne. Real life, real stories, plus real tips to get you more of what you want.
It's gonna be okay, sister. It's gonna be okay. And here's the other thing I want you to hear in this podcast that we're going to talk about this day. This episode is like, it's never as bad as it seems. It's never as bad as it seems. I got some chaos happening in my family, with my kids. Like, there's a lot of things kind of coming up. Behavioral challenges with my son, Tyson. That's really recognizing what he needs. It's been a very hard lesson to see him really struggle with some of these camps and knowing how to interact and what's okay behavior and like just having tools to help him to be able to communicate better, help him if he's feeling angry. To see my 5-year-old also going through similar stuff. So I have 2 kids that are going through this, and we're in summer camp mode. Trying to create some semblance of routine in the summer months, which we do. I was talking to a friend of mine the other day, and we're talking about routine and stuff for the kids, and I was like, dude, we don't do there's no we'll stay up late for the fireworks, and it's like, no, that just doesn't work with our kids. Like we've done it maybe once or twice when they've been little, and it is just a shit show. We just know that our kids operate well when they're on routine and structure. And so although we create that with summer camp, and we have our babysitter who comes in the morning, who hangs out with Kai for 4 hours and then drops him at camp. This week, Tyson is actually home from his camps, and we're gearing up to go in on a family holiday to Ontario to visit family and rent a cottage, a little teeny place called Bayfield, which is where my family had a cottage. My grandmother owned a cottage growing up. It's kind of a special place for us on Lake Huron, one of the Great Lakes. And a lot of stuff coming to it right now. But yeah, so we create that routine. Tyson was doing kind of on and off well with camps, and a situation came up yesterday, and it's no, it's time to take a pause from that right now. My son needs me, and then we leave for Ontario in a couple days. My oldest dog, Lola, actually we have 2 old dogs. They're both Chesapeake Bay Retrievers, which are kind of they look like chocolate labs, a retriever family. And old Lola, she's 13 and a half. My other dog, Karma, is 11 and a half. So they're both older dogs. But Lola, she's been slowing down a bit. And then literally just yesterday, because I walk them early morning, every single morning, without fail. That's one of the great things about dogs, right? They get you up and out because they gotta pee and poo. They need to be walked. And she's hobbling. She was limping a little bit the day before, and I'm like, oh, she's a little limpy. And then, literally could barely walk. I still took her on the walk thinking, well, movement's going to be better for her, but she's a poor girl. She's not in a good place. And we leave in 2 days. And I'm like, oh, Jesus. Do I take her to the vet right now? If they were to prescribe her meds or something, which I'm not crazy about, but maybe she's in a lot of pain, it would be okay. But now I'm leaving a dog that's put on, some new drug and, ugh, good Lord. There's a lot of stuff coming up. My husband is going to see his dad, who he hasn't seen for years, and his dad's very progressive dementia. I know there's a lot of feelings that are coming up for him. This is also around the same time of the year too that my husband lost his mom 2 years ago. You name it. Dementia with my parents, trying to figure out when we're going to visit them, trying to coordinate family, just fucking shit show. And, my husband's head is getting stressed, trying to keep the kids calm, trying to keep myself calm. And that's all he keeps thinking is Karen, everything's going to be okay. Everything's going to be okay. It's that, this too shall pass, right? There's a lot of solace sometimes in the most simplest of words, isn't there? Just peace and of you know what? It'll be okay. And things are going to unfold as they do, and me staying calm in the chaos, me, deciding to see what I choose to see in these experiences and not get caught up in the drama and stressed out. And because just know, like, all that stuff's a choice, right? Stress is a choice. Me being the one to be like, you know what? Like, so, Ed this morning was trying to help with the kids and he's getting kind of upset. And I was like, Ed, I got this. Like, give me 1 minute. He's stressed. He's got coaching calls coming up. And the kids are like just fucking shit show. And as I get into the car, babysitter comes. Kids are bouncing the trampoline with Scarlett. Her name is Scarlett. She's the bomb. As I left, Ed's getting ready to go. Have a great day, hon. Like, I'm just like, it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. I have a lot of things coming up, but you know what? It's going to be okay. And it's never as bad as it seems. And the stories that we will paint, right? Like, oh man, those stories can make it seem like, it's the worst thing that's ever happened. Like, the things are not only not as bad as they're worse than they actually are, right? Because we create all this stuff about it. Listen, I got to be straight up with you too. Just know that when I share these stories with you, like, this helps me as much as it is my intention to help and connect and provide some sort of value in your life for you. And the reason why is when we begin to talk about these things, when we shine light onto the darkness, it just doesn't stay that way anymore. When we think that we're all alone, when we fester the stories, when we spin things around and around and around, this is when trouble is, right? This is when the problems happen. But if we can really just stay in a place of like, let me just take a deep breath here. Let me continue to do the things that I need to do. So still got up this morning like early, did my meditation, just Karma today, just my one dog today on a walk. Came back, did my journal. Kai was already up, did my journaling, read my prayer for today. Didn't do any kind of reading yet because it didn't happen because of kids. Went to the pool this morning, had my ketones, had coffee. I'm heading to Starbucks right now. My personal appointment in an hour and a quarter. I got about probably 45 minutes to jam and maybe, record another podcast episode and then produce a whole bunch because I'm stacking them and getting them ready. So they're there and ready to go for us being away. And that's the thing that really keeps coming to me is like, it will be okay. And we all go through stuff in our lives, right? We all do. And this is not to denote or belittle or say that yours is lesser than mine, yours is big. Like, it doesn't matter. We all have stuff. I know there can be the things sometimes to say, well, who am I to complain? Because, like, look at this person, right? They're really dealing with big troubles. But listen, everybody's stuff is everybody's stuff. You don't have to diminish it. It's okay. It's okay to say I'm struggling. It's okay to say this is hard right now. But then I think that's where we need to just like ground ourselves with whatever we need to do. Put breath into your body. Be still for a few moments. Remember who you are. And literally tell yourself and like mean it. Like, you know what? That's going to be okay. It's these moments of time in our life where we look back and it's like, it's just a distant memory. And sometimes it'll just be like a little blip. Sometimes it'll be a big blip. Big blips for me, infertility, 7.5 years, going through a bankruptcy, painful. Seeing my husband wheel away in emergency surgery, wondering if he's going to come out. Right? And so there's those big moments in life where, we can still look back and we can really start to see the lessons and see the gifts in those experiences. But there can be little moments like the stuff I'm telling you about right now where it's just like, you know what? It's going to be okay. So here's your more tip for today then, sister. I want you to write down, it's going to be okay. Either put it on a piece of like sticky note, put it in your car somewhere, your mirror, like wherever you're going to see it. Like put it as a, a note and put it as wallpaper on your phone. I don't know, create a meme. It's going to be okay. And just, I want you to look at that several times a day over a 24-hour period. And then I want you to journal that experience and really just see, like, what was it like for you to just be like, let me just ground myself. Let me just be calm. Like, maybe things aren't going to be okay. Like, listen, I'm seeing my old girl and I'm looking at her and she's looking at me and I'm like, is this going to be our last year with you, Lola? Is this going to be our last month with you? Like, I don't know. It's sad for me. This is a dog that's been through so much. It's just, if you've had pets, every once in a while you get one of these pets, which is a really special one. Lola is that dog. So, even with it, I still take solace and comfort in, it's going to be okay. So there's your more tip. And then again, to just journal, what was that like for you for a 24-hour period to be the one that comforts you? To allow you to be the one in your life that maybe is that grounding person. Because really, listen, we teach our children, we teach our spouses, we teach our clients, our family, our friends, our world by how we show up in the world, not by what we say. Words are absolutely cheap. Actions are everything. So there you go, sister. So last thing, if you don't subscribe to the 101 Tomorrow newsletter, do that right now at drkarenosborn.com/action guide. I'm going to send you 3 very, very powerful video trainings that were part of a private Facebook group on how to drop your stories, create new ones, and really remember who you are. And you can make sure to keep abreast of my book that is coming up in the fall and everything 101 Tomorrow. So that's over at drkarenosborn.com/action guide. So I will talk to you in the next episode, sister. A life of more is just one step away from, yes, you doing the work and remembering who you are and knowing that it's going to be okay every single day. I love and appreciate you.
To get the show notes of each Women Wanting More episode, including the How to Get More tip, subscribe to the newsletter at drkarenosborn.com/newsletter.